You. Jacob's eyes were red with anger. He has absolutely no countermeasures against Elaine's tactics. Therefore, there is a great feeling in his heart that a talented person meets soldiers and is unreasonable. Charlie said at this time, "Okay, you two should stop quarreling early in the morning." When Elaine saw Charlie speak, she wilted. If Charlie dared to interrupt when she scolded Jacob before, he would definitely point to Charlie's nose and scold him bloody. But now it's not what it used to be. Destiny has taken turns. Now she has no money. Charlie bought this villa again, so he has the biggest weight in this house. In order not to be driven out by Charlie, she could only do her best to please him and not let Charlie get angry. As a result, she gave Jacob a vicious look, and said angrily, "If it weren't for a good son-in-law to speak for you, I would definitely not finish with you today. For the sake of him, I will spare you once." With that, she looked at Charlie grinningly and asked, "Good son-in-law, do you want Mom to cook you a meal this morning?" Charlie asked in surprise, "You can cook?" Elaine hurriedly said, "Look at what you said. Before you entered our house, I used to cook in our house, so let me bring you a tomato that I know best for making noodles. I'll go to our house later. Pick fresh tomatoes from your vegetable garden." Since the last time Charlie made a vegetable garden at home. They also made the entire vegetable garden into a sunroom with double-glazed glass. And heating equipment is installed inside, so that even if it is winter, the vegetable garden is still warm as spring. This effect is much better than real vegetable greenhouses. Many fruits and vegetables are growing very well. Charlie and Claire have been married for almost 4 years, and he has never eaten a meal cooked by his mother-in-law. Seeing his mother-in-law volunteered to make tomatoes and noodles, he was also happy and nodded and said, "Since Mom is cooking, then I won't intervene, but I have something to go out now. If it is slow, it may be too late." Elaine smiled. "You don't need to worry about anything. Mom will do it, and it will be done in 20 minutes at most." After speaking, immediately went out and picked tomatoes in the vegetable garden. After picking the tomatoes, Elaine hurried into the kitchen and started cooking. When Claire finished washing, she came down to find that it was her mother who was cooking in the kitchen. For several years, she has never seen her mother go to the kitchen again, and this is really the first time since she married Charlie. So she asked Charlie in a low voice, "What's wrong with Mom? How did she go to the kitchen to cook?" Charlie smiled and said, "Mom said she wanted me to taste her craftsmanship, saying that she wanted to make tomato noodles." Claire sighed. "My mother, she took the initiative to cook. This is really coming out of the sun hitting the west. It seems that she has lost her way and has come back." What Charlie was thinking at this time was not the 4 words to know when she was lost, but the old saying of, "Nothing to do, no evil or steal." So he guessed that Elaine, the mother-in-law, must be asking him, otherwise, with her character, she would never be able to take the initiative to cook. Sure enough, when he arrived at the dinner table, Elaine personally served Charlie noodles, and smiled and said to him, "Good son-in-law, there is something else I want to ask you. I wonder if you can agree?" Charlie said, "Mom, just tell me if you have anything. There is something reasonable within my ability, I will not refuse." Elaine immediately smiled attentively. "My good son-in-law is like this. Mom recently discovered. The whole person seems to be a lot older than before. Not to mention the wrinkles on my face, the crow's feet in the corners of the eyes are becoming more and more obvious. Time is really not forgiving." After speaking, she looked at Charlie with a smile. "Mom recently heard that there is an anti-aging cosmetic made from high-end caviar abroad. It is said that its anti-aging effect is particularly good, and many well-known stars use it. To prevent aging, Mom wants you to buy a set." When Claire heard this, she blurted out exclaimed, "Mom! The set of cosmetics you mentioned costs hundreds of thousands. What are the conditions of our family, you let Charlie buy you such expensive cosmetics? I gave you before. Isn't it enough to buy a set of Estee Lauder for thousands?" Elaine blurted out, "Don't talk about your Estee Lauder, I suspect that my wrinkles are worse after it." Claire became angry. "Mom! Estee Lauder is already pretty good. I can't bear to use it myself." go to our bathroom to see what I use. They are all domestic brands and ordinary imported brands, like Estee Lauder. I am not willing to use such a big name at all. Elaine hummed, "You are young. Young people are fine even if they don't need anything, but I'm old. If I don't take care of it, I will become a yellow-faced woman. Look at your dad, now I'm already disgusting. I am separated from him, and he keeps saying that he wants to divorce me. If I don't pay attention anymore, if your dad abandons me in the future, how can any man want me?" Claire was speechless. She was angry and felt that there was nothing to say to her mother, and she couldn't reason with her, so she said to Charlie, "Don't listen to mother, don't buy it for her." Elaine burst into tears aggrieved. "Your dad treated me badly, your grandmother treated me even more badly, but I never dreamed that you are my relatives, even you're not good to me." Claire blurted out, "Mom, how can you say that? It would be bad for me if I don't buy you more than 100,000 sets of cosmetics? How can there be such a reason?" Elaine cried, "I don't care. I just want to be younger and don't grow old so fast. I'm already so miserable. I really can't look at myself more and more like a yellow-faced woman." Charlie patted Claire's hand at this time, and said lightly, "Well, my wife, don't be angry. Mom's words are also reasonable. Everyone has a love for beauty, and Mom definitely has this need.